Camera speeding!
Sound speeds.
And action! I'm Adam Rabora.
And I'm Teresa Moore.
And this is the Urban Pebble podcast where we talk about indie film in Chicago. And today we have a super special, extra special, super duper guest. A very wonderful writer, a wonderful filmmaker, and an OG Urban Pebble founder.
Wow.
We have Miles Strong Austin.
Hello. How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
We're doing all right.
Doing all right. Feeling rested, feeling active, awake.
Rested. It's been a week. I'm tired.
It's been what? That's 60 hours since 48 hours, right?
That good.
That's good math.
That's good math, I think.
Roughly
I can't
5
check
days,
it.
right? No,
I
120 hours. Sorry. I'm thinking of days in 12-hour spurts.
I was just
That's
going to say,
not right.
isn't 72 a number that's associated with days? I don't know.
3 days, I think. Yeah.
You know, math is clearly our strong point
48
here.
is 2 days, and another 24, 72.
And this is the Urban Pebble podcast where we focus a lot on math.
Wait a minute, but we are talking about something. Miles, did you do the 48-hour film fest?
I did do the 48-hour film fest.
What?
So, to all those who don't know, the 48-hour film project is a competition. They do it like all over nationally and I think internationally, right?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have 48 hours to make a film. And Teresa and I did it with a group, and Miles also did it with a group. So we're really looking to hear about some
I
experiences.
know.
and
What's your group's name?
We are Low Point Productions.
Low Point. That's great.
Which that initially came from an old improv group I did with two of the other members, Zeb Eaton and Victor Flores. And so we were just the Low Point, which we just felt was a very funny name. We go up on stage and say, "Hello, everybody. We're the Low Point." And they were the first two people I asked about doing the 48-hour film festival with. And so I just naturally, that seemed like the evolution of that, just Low Point Productions. We're still the Low Point. We're just producing stuff now.
I love it.
Yep.
Oh man, how was your 48 weekend?
Fun, tiring. There's never enough time. Never enough time. Hectic, but I think you sign on. Well, if you've done it before, you sign on kind of knowing you're going to get into some hecticness, some rushing, just some wildness to it. So it's, again, I've done this many times before, and I was ready for that. I think for several other people, it was the first time doing that. So I tried my best to just kind of prep them, like, hey, this is going to be a bit crazy, going to be a bit wild. And thankfully, the people I had, they were very welcoming, just kind of rolled with all the punches.
Very cool.
How big was your team? Was it the three of you guys, or?
It was a team of 6.
Ooh.
Okay.
So just different people I've met at different points of my creative career, crossroads. So like Zeb and Victor, I've met them. Well, Victor I met at high school. Zeb I met at community college. We had done shorts before. 2 others I had met while I was acting at this production at Oakton Community College. That was Joseph Schmidt, if I'm remembering the name and pronunciation correctly, and Samantha Halston, both actors. And then another was Cynthia Montano. She was our prop master, makeup artist. I just met her through a mutual, and she's also made shorts before, so it was just, hey, here's a bunch of creative people I've met at different points. I like to have you all on this, and I would like to make something with you all together.
Good job.
Heck yeah. And take us through your
Yeah,
weekend.
I was like, so you were the team leader though, right, Miles? Like,
Yeah,
you're
first
the
time
producer.
First time being the team leader on one of these.
Cool.
Yep.
How is that?
Good. No, it was a new step. It was a step that needed to be made for me though. I enjoyed it. Again, it's gonna be more stressful when you're doing all the team leading, so that's dealing with some of the paperwork if you don't have enough people, or if you don't have somebody to sign to that, which I guess I assigned myself that, so I have myself to blame.
It's a lot of paperwork.
It's a lot of paperwork.
It catches me off. Oh, I was just gonna say it catches me off guard every time because I've done the paperwork side before, and you're just like, yeah, we make a film, right? We make a film in a weekend, whatever. And then it's like so many signatures, and they want to make sure that there's releases on all the actors, and there's like SAG actors,
locations,
music, everything has a form, and it's like, oh, that takes a whole day on its own.
Right. I feel you go through all the list and forms, and like immediately the thing snaps in. Oh, it's not the filming that's gonna get me. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be the paper forms. It wasn't until we got like that email that confirmed, hey, the screens are done. If you got this, you're good. If you have no issues with your 48-hour film, I was just like, well, I'm probably gonna get screwed on paperwork or something. We're gonna get disqualified based on this.
I'm glad you didn't. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Again, it's stressful, hectic, crazy to do all of that, to kind of lead that all. But I think whenever you're tackling on a creative project like that, whether it's film or whatever other endeavor you have, I think those are the caveats you kind of have to accept. That I'm going to be going under through all this, but I want that. I want that when I'm leading something. I want that when I have to have that vision and help direct people forward that. I want to have the stress. I want to have that need to do it, because if I'm not feeling nervous about this, if I'm not feeling, what am I doing?
You're not growing if you're not pushing in some way.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of good. I think something like a 48-hour film fest where you have a line of dialogue, a character, an occupation, a prop that you have to put in. Like, there are these constraints, and the time also becomes one of the biggest constraints, clearly. And so it's kind of like, I think it almost supercharges creativity, but it does allow you to maybe like stretch or grow, or like really, it's almost instant gratification for filmmaking in a way, because so often you make a film, it then has to wait for somebody to do something, and then it's in post, and then it still has to wait, and then you have another thing, and it's another step, and you're just checking off these boxes one by one by one by one, and then yes, you eventually see your film, or no, you don't eventually see your film, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So this is so cool that you managed to write something, shoot it, and get it out. And bonus, fill out all the paperwork to the point where you're still in competition.
Right. Well, even then, was very upfront. I think, especially when you're grabbing all these people and you know what you're about to go through, there's that level of transparency with everybody where it's like, hey, this is what we're going to get into. I'd like you to become part of this, but I also know what it's going to be like, and I'm very appreciative. Here are my reasons for doing that. And so, even at the end of it, it was just, hey, if we get disqualified, yes, that sucks, but we got to all meet together, come together, and make something. And I think that was one of the biggest reasons for me, was just, let's all get together. Again, I've met you all in different instances, and I want to make stuff with you, because I like who you are as people, I like who you are as creatives. I like to get us all together and see what we can do. So yeah, if we get disqualified, that sucks, but we still have something. We still did make this under 48 hours. It may have not gotten through the paperwork, but what the important thing was the film we made along the way, if I can be so cheesy.
You may be so cheesy.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely something that I think's really cool. I did so our film is called Hold Your Horses. And I was on the editor for it, and I wrote it with Nick Cartwright, and then I was the editor as part of our lovely post team. But it was definitely something I knew I wanted to challenge myself on, because I feel like those are the two steps where it's hard to drum up some of that energy, or like there feels like there's something in the way when there's not really. And I think 48 is kind of magical because it forces you out of that, where like when you're going to go write something, I know sometimes I've like stopped and been like, okay, wait, I want to dwell on this idea a little bit more, or like it's not quite fleshed out, or like I'm still thinking about it. And then you're like sitting down and you're like, I don't even know, like what should the character be named? Let me just pause for a week to
just on a name,
just to be like, what would be the best name? Is it someone I know? Is it something from history? And like it just kind of forces you just say something, do something, be creative right now, do it. And it's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off, where you're like, let's just do it, and we're gonna have a script, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna like, there it is, boom, done. And it's like crazy, and that's for us that was the first night is. As it normally is, like the Friday night, write the script, get it ready. And then the editing part also is like very daunting at times, where you just are like, you did the whole shoot, you're with everybody, you're on set, it's so cool, you got that crazy shot, alone. And you're sitting at your computer at night, and you just have like hours of footage, and it's like nothing's named, and you're like, oh gosh, here we go. And I think that, like, in general filmmaking, that's just a tough part where you can get like too worn down on that. And I know I for sure have, where it's like I don't even know where to begin. This is a lot, and again, that time limit just like forces you to just be like, all right, let's power through. Let's just do it. Let's just pick a thing. Let's start there. Let's do a thing. And it, I don't know. I felt like really good afterwards. I felt this little like empowerment of like, oh my gosh, I did those things. I that mental energy is there. You can control it, even if it's for like an arbitrary thing, and even if we didn't, make it in time or something. Like, it's like I was able to achieve these things, and that felt really cool.
Did you edit it, Miles?
I did not. I was side by side with Zeb. Zeb was the main editor. I directed this, so it was just kind of the two of us sitting in his apartment, just going over shots, just picking favorites, getting everything just together and edited.
Okay, and what was your genre? Because you pick genres out of a hat, and I know that you saw Austin, who was there for us.
Yes, Austin and Steve.
Yeah, exactly. Austin and Steve, who were on the Film in a Bag, like, picking team.
Right.
So what did you pick?
And I'll really quick, just interject so everyone knows the rules. You do have to, so that you can't have like already made a film, basically, they provide you with a person who is Dan or Daniel Stanbreaker this year.
Danielle.
Danielle. And they had to be a consultant. An item, which was tape. A line of dialogue, which was...
Why do you ask?
Why do you ask?
And then they give you a genre, but they give each team a different genre, so that...
Well, they give you a choice of two that you can combine, or you can do one of, basically. So...
I had to laugh when we drew ours. To those unaware, the three of us have worked on 48-hour film festivals before as the
Urban
larger
Pebble.
Urban Pebble. Mm-hmm. And I feel like 2 times, we all drew superhero.
Superhero.
Did you get superhero?
Did you got superhero?
Yeah,
We also got
and that
superhero.
was the laugh.
We got
laugh. It just keeps following us.
Oh,
So
that's
we
my
drew.
gosh.
I laugh. I had a laugh with Steve about that because I drew.
Wow. There's
We
a
drew
third-
food, film, and superhero.
No.
The third time in 4 years.
Yeah.
We all had superhero.
Right.
That's funny.
So
Oh, that's impossible. Yeah, because that's... I mean, if you check on Urban Pebble, you can find The Mighty Beam was our superhero one, which we did that with, like... It was a buddy comedy, too, was the other one, and we
kind of combined
made it
it.
like
Yeah.
superhero roommates, while then the...
that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then last year was a superhero one.
Meet
called
Your
Meet
Match. Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember if the second genre in that was,
I
like,
don't even know
romance
if
or
we
something.
used the second
Or-
genre.
yeah.
I wasn't there for the writing night.
Right. I know we were really focused on doing the speed dating thing. So if it was romantic comedy, cool.
check
But
out.
it was right.
It was for sure superhero, though.
Yes.
Yes, but we definitely went in this year. We're like, just anything but superhero.
And
So did you do food film? Is
We
my
went
question.
food film. Yeah, we debated doing combining the two. We just how the ideas naturally went. So the writing process for us was grab the genres, food, film, superhero. Went over to Zeb's apartment. Victor met us there, as well as Samantha, and the rest of us were able to join on Discord. And from there, it just kind of became like a TV's writer's room.
Cool.
From there, we just kind of outlined it. I know me, Zeb, and Victor from there just filled in the details, the script of that, so dialogue and all that. And we got that done by probably by midnight or something.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Definitely a case of you look at a script and you have your eyes on it for a bit too long. And bless Samantha was also there. So there was a point where we were just looking through it. We were kind of stuck at the end. And again, it was just like that. Let's just we're 95% there. We just need to kind of punch up this ending just a little bit. We're 95% there. We have a good script. But our eyes are just so drained at working on this over hours. And again, 48 hours, so everything just feels a bit more rushed.
Right, because you got the suggestion or the parameters at 7 p.m. that night. So
Right.
if you think about it, midnight's not that far, 5 hours. That's
Yeah.
you didn't.
And
you,
to get home and
but
to
then
organize
you're
everyone.
like,
Oh, I
I've
went
got to
to
pick a
bed.
location. I got to do this. I got to do that. Yeah, oh my goodness.
Right. I went to bed and I felt guilty. But with that, it was we're just tired. We're just like, is this even funny anymore? Is this even good? And again,
So was it a comedy?
it was comedy. It was comedy with
food, film, comedy.
food, film, comedy. Blessed Samantha was just like, yeah, this is funny, and we just kind of looked over, read through it again, like, oh yeah, it is so funny. Like just
Oh
it's like,
no.
oh, thank we just again you just have that, and I think also that's just a sign of, all right, let's just get our rest, let's go to bed, we'll come back to it, we'll hit it tomorrow. It's 48-hour film. There is like, yeah, you won't jump in there with a plan, but it's 48 hours. You can do some improvising. It's a crucible. You're gonna get creative, and you're gonna figure some stuff out.
So, question. So, what location did you shoot your food film in or at?
Thankfully, Joe provided his kitchen, a dining room for that. Once we figured out food film and kind of got the idea, we was like, okay, here's what we have. Here's a kitchen or dining room makes sense. Who among the crew is willing to provide their kitchen, dining room? And Joe was able to. So
Nice.
we set the plan like, okay, like we're going to meet at Joe's around 10, 11-ish. I'm going to go pick up everybody, drive out there in the burbs, and we're going to get filming. Try to get a hard out time at like 6. We filmed till 7.
That's not bad.
That's filming.
Yeah.
That's
really good though.
Yeah. We got back around 7 that day too. 7:30, 8 maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were way out. So we got in our parallel timeline here. So we got mystery superhero.
We did not
so we
choose
got
superhero. We were
right
like,
away.
goodbye, superhero. Please watch our superhero films from the previous 48 Fest.
Yes.
Meet Your Match and Mighty Beam.
The Mighty Beam.
I love that voice. You should tell that story.
There was that one we did as we like started it. Well, okay, first, real quick, the Mighty Beam was one that I remember we were like, let's do this thing. A lot of people were busy that weekend, if you remember. And so we were like, you know what, let's still do it.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it low key. Let's have some fun. And Miles and I went to a concert for Here Come the Mummies.
Right.
On the night of the drawing and stuff. So like very different than this year where we're like right until midnight. We were just like chilling, watching a Sasquatch play the saxophone. And we're like, what if they're roommates? Like, all right, that'd be pretty good. We could do. And Steven Schmall was at the event and just texting us the here's our requirements. We're like, yeah, we could probably do that. We just
Right.
kind of loosely, I remember,
Well, we did
talked
it
through
as an
like,
improvised piece, basically. Like we had a framework and then we improvised it out
Yeah.
and like built it out the day as we were shooting.
Sounds about right.
Because I think what we did was like we had the beats and we had these specific sections which the voice comes from of like trying to make it like he had his own like 1950s superhero show and he's like fighting crime and has like bad special effect flying and then
It was great.
and then that intercuts him and his roommate and then I remember like we set up the shots and it was you and David and as the actors and we just had you guys run it a bunch of times and we had like the kind of beats and then we're like do it again but try this and it was a fun like
It was just a fun little like acting experiment more than anything else.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, big acting, big directing experience, or practice or
Yeah.
test.
So watch that. It's sort of an improvised 48 Fest film.
I remember like it was
Aren't
like
they all?
rehearsing that yeah that first one though
Sometimes.
like had I remember like the scene we like found a lot of those beats and a lot of those character moments and motivations through just running it over and over again and it was a really fun time. It was like the shots it's set up nice, it's fairly simple, we know what we're doing, let's focus on you guys doing your thing.
And that's the aspect about the 48-hour film festival I love so much. Right? I've definitely discovered it so much more on doing this as a team leader, like directing, where it's also just kind of a nice little check-in. Like, okay, where am I at skill-wise, or what's something I can work on, or like what's something about filmmaking that like I may have been taking for granted. Like, hey, storyboards, those are really nice. Oh boy, to have the time to write out storyboards, that would have been nice. But it's just so for me it was like okay, like I served director, I also did DP, so it was a lot of like. So we wrote the film, finished that out. I got home and then I was like, okay, well, time to make a shot list because I want to be as prepped as I can be for this tomorrow, and just got there and it's like, okay, this is the first time I'm also in this location. I've seen photos, but obviously photos do not tell the same story as being in the physical location. You have to move stuff around as well. So it's like, okay, I'm getting in here, I'm figuring this out. Thankfully, everybody around is very helpful. And Joe served as one of the actors as well as location manager, because it's his dining room, his kitchen. He better well damn be the location manager.
Yes.
So.
Don't let me be it. I don't know his place. I don't have that confidence. And so it was just fun to be like, okay, like I haven't had to do this, at least not for a long time. So let me set up the shot. Let me do the lighting here. Let me help. Obviously, again, everybody's being a solid hand and helping with lighting, helping with move cameras, move lights, move sound. That's also like, okay, it's also been a minute since I've directed. So like working with actors, working with crew, it's been such a good skill check-in for that.
How'd you feel?
I felt good. I felt almost like riding a bike. Just like, I can do this. And I think when you come up to these things, or when you're approaching these things, it's so easy to get nervous, to get doubtful, but it's like, I've done this before. It may have been a while since I've done it, but I've done it before and I know this. Like, it's like, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a creative, I'm an artist, I can do these things. It's just, and again, why did I do this? Why did I not keep going with you guys? I needed to prove something to myself, because it's like,
I can't wait to see it. For honestly, like I know nothing about it. I don't even know what it's called yet. What is it called?
It's called Last Bites.
Yeah.
Last Bites.
Good.
Okay, good. Well, I'm looking forward to it. A food comedy, Last Bites.
Do you have a general description?
Yeah, any
Or
like a logline, tagline type deal?
People.
Oh, I know they asked to write a log line when we turned it in. I can't remember what that was verbatim. How do I put it? What was the gentleman's? What was the actor's name? Oh, I think oddly enough, we named the guy Joe, even though Joe wasn't playing him.
Great.
I think I'll just put it as Joe has to finish his sandwich, but his sandwich isn't finished with him.
Wow. All right.
I love it.
I can't wait to see Joe. Oh, well, actually, as far as seeing stuff goes, there are different screening blocks in the festival. So
Yes.
when is your film screening?
So we will be screening at the Davis Theater Monday, August 25th at 6 p.m. We're part of Group A, which 4 groups, I think 50 teams. All the odds that we both got superhero films, just even more likely, I think.
That's crazy.
That's so wild.
Because then you're Group C, right?
Yeah, we're Group C, so we'll be 6 p.m. August 26th.
Okay,
And
the next day.
24 hours later.
Super exciting.
Oh. You filmed with a recorder.
We did it backwards. We did this in 72 hours. For no reason.
You filmed everything and then you watched it and wrote the script. You just wrote a synopsis.
Well, we did actually have a documentary crew out there.
Yeah, that's I'm excited. So Steven Schmall and Christina Puzin are making a little documentary similar to last year. Christina made one called Train of Thought, which is on the Urban Pebble YouTube, and that is a phenomenal documentary about like artistry. It blew my mind where I was like, oh, BTS
It's
video.
kind of
And
like
it was
a think piece,
yeah.
if you will.
But I love that thing. So they were working on that for this. But yes, so we got mystery and superhero. Cut out superhero. We did mystery. My favorite part was Austin was at the event with Steven. And we were here in Teresa's lovely home, which is
Now our podcast, interim podcast zone.
New era.
But so we were like here trying to like all right, let's start brainstorming, writing ideas. And I know when they dropped tape, we were like, oh, tape. Let's list off tapes. Let's list off like different types of tapes, and there's duct tape and caution tape.
I know where this is going.
Where could we go? And then we got to tapeworm, and we're like, all right, what about tapeworm? That could be fun. And we start just like riffing on tapeworm, and we're doing tapeworm bits, and we're coming up, and we're like, oh, you know about this? And in the midst of talking about that, Austin tells us, and he's like, no tapeworms. That's not allowed. Some idiot here is asking about tapeworms, and. Maybe not those words, but we're just like,
that was so funny.
Yeah, tapeworm's not that, tapeworms, we don't, that's
dumb
not,
tapeworm,
that's
yeah.
dumb.
There were some questionable questions.
That's what Austin led us to believe as well.
But we were definitely on that. We're like, tapeworm, let's go. Yeah, so then we tried to create a mystery I guess the big thing was that Teresa is an avid horse rider.
I do ride some horses.
And her barn was very generous, and
They
gave
were
us the
super
location.
amenable to having us like come and film there for a day, and I thought maybe Wendy was joking when she said, "Sure, come on out." And so I had to call her just to really confirm and be like, "Are you sure it's okay if we come out and film our film tomorrow on Saturday?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, by all means, like come on." And I was like, okay, we're gonna take you up on it.
And so we're like, cool, we have that as a location, and we were trying to write something around that, and we're like, maybe it's like a crazy mystery. And basically, I would say our premise is just a girl feeding a horse, and then the horse disappears, just like that, and she's trying to solve it.
The mystery is, where did the horse go?
Yeah, and it was super fun. We finished also around midnight of all our like planning and sending out call sheets,
Making
had
Jell-O.
the scripts. We made Jello.
That's a true story.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was definitely one of those where we're like, clearly we need to be there early tomorrow, and it is late right now, and we have much to do. Yeah, and then Teresa directed.
I did direct.
How was your directing experience?
My directing experience was so lovely. It's one of those things where I mean, I did not have to do all the things. In a lot of ways, I was just making sure everything was good with the horse barn and our location, and making sure everybody was, not going to get hurt by a horse, and making sure that everybody, I think mine felt like a directing of like logistics more than like performance, because people came super prepared. It was very impressive how prepared they were. I worked with the top-notch team of Film in a Bag, so everybody's expert at what they do, and really, really on top of it. And so it was a lot of, action, cut. But that's a compliment to everybody I worked with. Honestly, like that was really, it was wonderful to see. And I got asked, do you like this type of lighting? And I was like, would that be fun for you to do? Because I like the sound of it, but is that something you would enjoy doing? And then, I heard, yeah. And I'd be like, great, let's do that. Like, let's do the things that are fun for us, because even just shooting at the horse barn is fun for me. I'm having a blast. Like, I'm already living my best life in my best self if I'm here or surrounded by the people I enjoy most in the entire world, and making a thing with horses, which I love. And I think our like paintings come to life. Like when we get to work with animals that are just like literally so gorgeous that you go to any museum and you see paintings of these animals on the walls, and that is the finest, highest expression of art. It's like we got to put amazing art in our film, and they're just themselves, just breathing and living, and just like it's art come to life already. So it was super, super neat. I couldn't have asked for a better team to do it with. I had a lot of fun, and it was just kind of a joy to just, kind of blow the barn's mind in a way, and also like elevate our work in another way, and just have everybody have a good time, even though it was 1,000,000 degrees. It was very
so
hot. It was so hot that day.
We were a lot of it takes place in the
tack room.
The tack room, where like the saddles are, and
It's
tiny
not
room,
AC.
no AC, and then we just had hot lights blasting into that, and we're like, all right, let's be in here for a long time.
Yeah, you can't go out the other aisle because
Oh
there's
my
a horse
gosh.
going through.
Yeah, and there was people doing horseback lessons, so you'd like potentially get trapped in for a while, and we're like, all right, we're in here.
Hope you like
until,
105
yep,
degrees.
Let's just keep shooting.
Bust out the hand fans. I don't know.
Because that's all we had.
It was really, really temperature-wise, that was probably the most difficult thing. We went through. I had bought a 40-pack of bottled water. We finished the 40-pack and Wendy's 24-pack. So
Early too.
Oh,
Like that
yeah.
was like there were hours to go, and we're out of water, and everyone's dehydrated, and everyone would like slam in bottles. It was-
Yeah, so it was intense.
Victor brought a very powerful hand fan that like sounded like a mini jet. And we ended up filming inside. Again, we were in a dining room kitchen. So it was like, oh, okay, you don't really need to use that here. But we did find a way to use it in the film. So
Oh.
The one I'm still on is Joe Henry, Ghoulish Joe,
On
as he goes
Instagram.
on Instagram. But the wonderful VFX artist who hopped on to work with us, he showed up with his laptop and these things that they looked like headphones, basically. Like
They
a little,
weren't
like,
headphones?
They were fans.
I've seen those.
I had not seen those, and I was just like, "You are a god amongst men. How did you think of this?" And it was like, "Yep, yeah."
There
yeah.
weren't headphones.
No, he was just cooling the whole time. I was like,
I had no idea.
It was beautiful.
How was your equipment in that heat? Any issues with that?
I think no. Like everything, I think it heated up once or twice.
Okay.
Like I was kind of.
I don't think
by
it
that.
slowed us down. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. We maybe took some breaks. I remember taking some breaks, but I don't think. Yeah, I'm confirming with Daniel because
He's
you
off
know.
screen. Yeah, we
Yeah.
get on equipment.
Yes, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Our equipment didn't really have too many issues, but yeah, we tried to.
They very thankfully, because I know we've like shot in heat before, and like it is always an issue, especially if you're like out in the sun. But everything held and did really well.
That's good. I know I had to do Thursday. Did like the last minute equipment checks. It was, hey, is everything working? Everything all right? I know one of my batteries died, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Made it through though. I had two, so just kept them on cycle and
Oh my gosh.
made it,
Perfect.
thankfully.
Yeah, because then we had a very fun day, and then, but it definitely like we were there and we cleaned up and all this stuff, and then we finally left and we were out in Barrington. So that was a long drive back to the city, and I remember
We needed to go get some Gatorade.
we got Gatorades. But that was, I think I got home around 9 p.m. And then like of course it was one of those ones where there was no parking by my house, so I came back here. We recorded a quick audio bit. Side note, my favorite audio thing that we use as a Foley device. Teresa and Austin have two wonderful huskies.
One of whom is sitting like behind, like down on the.
back here.
Just realized that
Very
she's
deep.
there.
Okay.
And but if you ring the doorbell to their place, they start barking, and then if Austin and Teresa will hit the intercom, and you'll just hear the barking going crazy as they're like, "Hello, who's there?" And I was like, "We need to use that for something, right?" And then naturally we came up with our concept and like, we can use that. So we came back here and literally like rang the bell.
And they didn't do it the first time.
They didn't do it. It was the one time they didn't do it. We're like, oh no.
No, and so I was like, okay, do it again.
And Austin like coerced them and stuff. And so we're just standing outside like with a phone recording the audio from the intercom of dogs barking. It's
Huskies in particular. Huskies doing their little scream, howl.
that will make its way. It is in the film.
So
but-
yeah,
but we stopped
keep your
here.
ears peeled. My mom and dad didn't notice it.
Oh.
So they didn't hear it. So if you're listening for the dogs barking, you may miss it.
Good. All right. That's a fun.
Fun tidbit.
Yeah. So yeah, we stopped here, did the audio dogs recording, and then I got home like 9 o'clock, and it was like time to
Edit.
upload footage. And it was like, let's begin. And
That's about the time we got started too.
oh, all right? So how was the editing experience on your end?
Good. It was enjoyable. I feel editing's the one where it's like, okay, again, you never have enough time. I think it feels very much like that with editing, where it's just like time just goes when you're editing. And again, I can't take full like, oh yeah, because that was Zeb. Again, I was side by side with him, but man, I think again, maybe it's because it's that Sunday where it was that obvious scramble towards that as 7:30 gets closer
Oh, boy.
and closer, and so you get that safety in there. We got that around 7:15. After that, it's like, okay, we got like 15 more minutes. Let's try to put some last minute touches if we can. But
It's crazy that like every time it's always a buzzer beater. Like no matter what you do, because you're like, well, we have a little more time. Maybe we can just make it a little bit better. And then all of a sudden you're like, the render is taking longer than it's ever taken for no reason.
Right.
We did have that at the very end. Like the render like just went, and normally it's super quick, and there was just too much happening, and it was like, all right, this will be about an hour, and I was like,
It was one of those we put in like a just a regular HD. We rendered an HD copy, and we're like, okay, let's see if we can do like 4K. I don't know how long that would have taken. The timer kept going up and going down. So
So
yeah.
just infinite
That's
time.
'cause
frustrating.
we filmed on my Panasonic Lumix G7, which can shoot 4K. So we filmed in 4K. We could have done that if we had the time. We could have rendered it if we had the time. We've shot it and had the time, but.
We did the same. Or I tried to render it in 4K, and there's it's a 2 gig
Yes, that
maximum,
too.
which that got like I got the file out, and it was like well over, and I was like, what do we do?
Downscale.
Downscale. Yeah. So that was my Saturday night. Was I started at 9, had about like. I think I finally got to start editing at midnight because that's when all the footage got like onto the drives it needed to be on. And then I was like labeling files for a long time for organization, which I'm so happy I did. It was like the most tedious step, but I'm like, I'm doing this, and it made everything else so much smoother instead of like hopping in. And then I just edited straight until like 6 a.m. Guillermo, my cat, hopped on my lap at like 3 a.m. and helped me get through the end, and then I got up at 8 a.m. and hopped back on. It was a long weekend of edits, and I was just sitting there, and it was really funny. I felt like I was this little editing curmudgeon guy, but I had like people stopping through all the time because like Austin came by, you came by to drop off audio, our friend Taylor stopped by to pick up One Piece volumes.
Amazing.
Victoria had a friend staying in who was like who ended up like saying hi, and I was like, oh, I get to meet you. So I felt like weirdly popular as I'm just like, I will lock myself in my room, and like 10 people came by to say hello, and it's like, oh, what's going on? It's like the most social I've been.
We had well, for us it was got back to Zeb's apartment. That was around 9. Organized the footage. I went home about 11. Zeb stayed up a bit more to like further organize and just like cut down on like the different takes that we had, but got back to his place in the morning the following Sunday. We were just told everybody like, hey, we're gonna be on Discord. Zeb was like, hey, I'm gonna just kind of stream the process to our Discord group, like the Low Point Production Discord group. If anybody wants to come in and just kind of see the process, like, yeah,
That's
welcome
super
to.
fun.
Yeah,
That's
it was
neat.
not a lot of people came in, but that was.
That's
we
a
were
cool
just like,
concept.
yeah, it was just like, hey, like like I would like to see, kind of avoiding that like writing thing at the beginning on Friday, which is like, hey, I'd like to see who else has, just get another sets of eyes on this, just to see the progress, get what your thoughts are. Just because the two of us will have been looking at it for hours. So we just, if anybody wants to say anything or just see the process. I couldn't have done that without the other people. I just felt like there was just that, that community, that je ne sais quoi, the word escapes my lips, but just to have that ability to be like, hey, let's see this, let's see it proceed, let's see it progress and evolve. I know you were all here for set, now let's see it be edited and come together, and if you have anything to say, any suggestions, I'm welcome to hear it.
Heck yeah.
It was
I
a
can't
fun-
wait to see your film. Like, that's kind of my takeaway.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope you're excited to see Hold Your Horses, and
I'm excited. I'm excited, yeah, very excited.
I think this is gonna be a fun year. I'm excited to see some last bites.
Spites.
How did you feel at the end after all submission
you
sent
get
in?
that email that says, yay, you're good to go.
Right, yeah. The 24 hours after the submission of just like, we submitted it, but I'm not sure if I'm still in the clear, so I'm just going to have this little mild just paranoia just riding me for the rest of the day. We didn't get that email till like 4 in the morning on, like I said, at that point it was Tuesday evening, or Tuesday morning, so I was just like, oh, thank God. Immediately after, again, I think there was that, like, let me wait till we actually get confirmed, but once that came in, it was like, okay, like, good. Again, I think my biggest thing again was just, okay, why'd I go into it? And that was, again, to prove something to myself, to gather these people with me. And again, even if they got disqualified, we edited that, we shot it, edited it, we did that all in 48 hours. Like, yeah, we might get disqualified, but you can't take away that accomplishment. You can't take away those duties. So there was certainly pride in that. There was certainly, a sense of accomplishment of just, hey, I did do this. We collectively did this. And I'm really proud of all of you. I'm very thankful and appreciative of all of you because I couldn't have done this without you. It's film. It's a very collaborative art. I am, extraordinarily thankful for the crew and the people that I had to enable me to do this. Because, like, again, I had some of the most fun just filming out with people and the stuff between takes where we're just joking around, having a laugh. Because we're in this for, how long was filming? That would have been like 8 straight hours. I know. I was like, hey, did anybody like? I just kept constantly checking everybody. Like, what's our energy like? What's our hunger level at? And we didn't break till we had snacks available, but we didn't break for lunch, which at that point was dinner, until we finished filming at 7.
Oh my God.
Everybody was a trooper. Again, I was adamant, just like, hey, like, how are we feeling? What's everybody like? Do we want to stop for like lunch? How's everybody's energy? And we're like, we'll just keep going. We're gonna keep going. We're enjoying this. So, again, immediately thankful for everybody for doing that and for being a part of that. So again, it was really great to say that, and then again, at my most selfish as a creator, as a filmmaker, it's like, yeah, I brought this all together. I don't want to say I made it happen, but
You made it happen.
I made it happen, but I couldn't have made it. I couldn't have made it
That's
happen without you guys helping make it happen.
I think that you just summarized film in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's like, you made it happen, but did you do it solo? No, it takes a group of people, and that's lovely.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good old village.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Well, I am super excited to see the film. I'm excited for this 48 Fest. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty good.
It's gonna be a good one.
How can people stay in touch with you or follow along your filmmaking journey?
With me, you can. My Instagram is Idle Kaiju. That's IDLE Kaiju KAIJU. All connected, all lowercase. I haven't posted on there in a while. I admit there's been other stuff going on with me, but we're looking for a revamp. Hopefully, I think this is with this coming out. That's kind of provides an opportune moment for that. Otherwise, that's like kind of my only handle at the moment. So
Sweet.
Perfect. Well, August 25th, 6 p.m.
Davis
Last
Theater.
Bites at the Davis Theater. August 26th, 6 p.m. Hold Your Horses at the Davis Theater. Yeah, you could have a 2-night back-to-back experience with a lot of other 48 films.
Miles, are you going to be there at the festival?
definitely planning to be there
heck yeah.
for our showing.
Oh, heck yeah. So go and see Miles in person. Meet the director.
Meet this guy.
Meet the director.
Producer. I didn't put myself as producer. Again, that was a village effort. I didn't feel right about putting any one name under there. Director, DP, writer. I will say it took 3 people to write a story about a haunted sandwich. So.
I can't wait.
And with that, I think that's the Urban Pebble podcast. Thanks for hopping on.
We'll see you next time.
Films. Yeah.
And cut. That's a wrap, everybody.